What's going on, folks? OBJ the Don coming at you with another quick video. Hopefully this will be quick. I know I said I wasn't going to make another video until after E3. You know, I got to thinking about something, and something is disturbing me. You know what I mean? And when I get disturbed, there's no reason for me to keep these thoughts that I have to myself. I might as well share them with you all. That's why I have a YouTube channel here. So basically, there are some concerns and some of the predictions that I made in my E3 video, my wants and desires video. There's some thoughts and concerns that have me thinking at this point. But before I get to that, I ran across some news today, and first I seen the video by Spawn Wave. If you haven't visited his channel, check his channel out. You know, the dude has a lot of does a lot of news topics and whatnot, a lot of useful information. He takes things apart and, you know, shows you what's inside systems and things of that nature. And this is where I first heard it from, and then I started looking it up online and seeing how much truth there was to it. Now, I'm not a fanboy. I don't consider myself a fanboy of anything, although I do have a preference of Sony exclusives. You know, I made that very well known, you know what I mean? But if you want to say I'm a fanboy of anything, there's one thing that you may say I could be a fanboy of, and that's of Atari. Atari is the console that started my life of gaming. It is the first console that I had, and Atari has always been close to my heart. You know what I mean? They fell off, no doubt about that. You know what I mean? But I've heard and seen this reveal trailer of a potential new Atari console. Now, when I first heard them talking about a new Atari console, I immediately thought that, you know, this shit would be one of those retro consoles or whatever, where they, you know, just got old Atari games on it. But the more deeper you get into it, it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems that there might be another player soon in this console space. And I welcome competition. Now, that doesn't mean that the system would be, you know, will blow everybody away, or, you know, anybody else should be scared of Atari or whatever. I'm just saying competition is good, and I welcome more developers, more publishers, more console makers in the console space. Atari is what I started out with, and I am hyped as fuck. I hope they are not playing with my emotions. If they are, it is what it is, you know, but I am definitely stoked. I mean, I left a message on Twitter. You know, I said, look, if this shit is true, then I will fondle myself in front of the mirror like Buffalo Bill on Silence of the Lambs. I'd fuck me so hard. I sure as hell would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I'm stoked about that. I hope it's true, because we need somebody else in this industry who will make some goddamn exclusives and make some games, give us some games that may be different from everything else. Everybody will have their own set of identity, you know, their own identity with games, and the more games, the merrier, and I hope it is true. However, okay, with my video, my last video, my E3 predictions, wants and desires, I made a statement at the end of the video saying that I do believe from history, you know, especially from the past few years, that who has the best chance to win in E3 will be Sony. You know what I mean? It's history. I mean, basically, if I had to place a bet, I'm going to bet it on Sony. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to do it. That doesn't mean they're going to automatically win. But if I had to place a bet, I'm going to bet on Sony. You know what I mean? Because all the statistics point towards them. Okay? So, but I gave a close, I said that if anybody else could take it from them, it would be Nintendo. Because Nintendo is sitting on a gang of IPs. I mean, there's no telling what they could announce. You know what I mean? They have a gang, if you ever seen one of the movies where you go down this tunnel or whatever, you know what I'm saying, in this big castle building or whatever, you know, somebody just slide down the damn tunnel and land in a pond full of gold coins. Them gold coins basically represent all the fucking IPs that Nintendo got. That's pretty much what it is. So I said that they would be the ones who could potentially steal it. Recently, some things have taken place to make me kind of change my mind on that a bit. I'm kind of concerned. I'm not going to bullshit you, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of concerned. Now, before the Nintendo fanboys come out here with your pitchforks ready to kill my ass, just hear me out and hear what the fuck I got to say. Now, from Microsoft, Phil Spencer the other day tweeted something out that finally wasn't no dumb shit. You know what I mean? And finally spoke about something that I care about. And finally got me halfway interested and halfway intrigued and hyped, a bit hyped, to see what they have in store. He made a tweet, and I don't remember it word for word, but I do remember him saying something like, our E3 will probably go overtime because there are some games that I want to fit in. You know what I mean? So he's talking about games, not a goddamn chip. No pictures of a chip, or no feel the power, all of that dumb shit. He's talking about games. That sparks my interest, okay? So now I'm thinking that Microsoft may have a better shot than Nintendo at stealing E3. You know, I'm a bit more comfortable with that. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm a bit more comfortable with that prediction because of this, okay? Like I said, don't bring your pitchforks out. The other day it was announced that goddamn the Nintendo E3 Treehouse or Live Direct or what the fuck else you want to call it. I tell you what, this is E3. It's like the damn Super Bowl. You understand what I'm saying? This is the Super Bowl of gaming. Okay, that's how I view it. Okay, you got to bring your shit to E3. You got to bring it. Okay, that's the way I view this shit as a gamer. Okay, now, you know, in the recent years, Nintendo has chosen to do these live shows, you know what I mean, broadcast or whatever, and I don't even know if they're live. They're probably not really live, but, you know, these digital shows or whatever. You know, which I would rather have an E3 press conference, but I'm not. That's not a deal breaker or whatever. You know, it's cool. You know, as long as you're announcing, bringing the games, I'm fine with that. You know, and I'm fine with that. So, okay. So, be ready for the motherfucking E3 Treehouse. Or the goddamn E3 Direct. Whatever the fuck they want to call it. Spotlight. I don't know. Now, they announced that the bitch is going to be 30 minutes. 30 minutes? That shit, I don't know about you, but that shit got me disturbed. 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'm looking for another Metroid. I'm looking for, you know, maybe a Kid Icarus, maybe a Punch-Out, or a new Contra. I mean, everybody got their own wants and desires of what they want from Nintendo. And I'm looking for more third-party support, you know what I'm saying? But, 30 minutes. Unless you're just going to announce game after game after game after game and hardly show any footage, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know what I mean? As long as I get the game announcements or whatever. But something tells me we might see some motherfucking, this whole show might be 90% dedicated to Mario Odyssey. That is the next real big title other than Splatoon. Probably show some more Splatoon. That is the next real gigantic title, which is Mario Odyssey. They have a lot of E3 space, I know, but you better not have all that E3 space just to show motherfucking Mario Odyssey and Splatoon 2. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. 30 minutes is a bit strange to me. And then I hear that they shaved 5 minutes off with the 30 fucking minutes. Okay? So now we talking about 25 minutes out this motherfucker. Yes, folks, 25 minutes. Now, I'm nervous. You got some people out there and they still fucking confident that Nintendo gonna make these gigantic big announcements, man. But I'm nervous as fuck. You know why? I'm starting to sense, when I think about this shit, I'm starting to get a lot of deja vu. And when I say deja vu, you know, when you've been somewhere, you know what I mean? You're sitting somewhere and you're like, I feel like I've been here before. Saying the same thing to this person that I'm with or whatever. Doing the same damn thing. Because your ass probably has been there before. Saying the same shit to the person, doing the same damn thing. Deja vu, folks. This is what I'm getting deja vu from. This motherfucking Wii U. I'm starting to fucking really get a vibe here, folks. I'm really getting a vibe here. And I'm not saying that the Nintendo Switch is going to suffer the same fate as the Wii U, folks. I'm not saying that at all. I think it will be much more successful than the Wii U regardless of what happens. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what happened. I think it will be much more successful. But how successful, I don't know. Because you cannot make the same mistakes. You cannot continue to make the same mistakes as you did with the Wii U. Yes, they are doing a better job this time around with advertisements and things of that nature. But 30 or 25 minutes at an E3, you're not doing a damn live press conference. That's cool and everything, but I mean, really? Like, this is a brand new console. People are purchasing it left and right, you know what I mean? At least that's what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? You can't keep them in the stores and everything, you know? So you would think that you want to, especially this being the first year of your system, you want to dominate E3 with announcements. You want to dominate E3 with new games. You want to assure your customer base that this will not be a case like it was last generation, where you didn't have a lot of third-party support and you didn't, you know, you had droughts, you know, droughts with the games, you know what I'm saying, with your first-party games, you know what I mean? People don't understand when Nintendo fanboys say that they don't want third-party, they don't need third-party because they won't play them and they'll just play their Nintendo exclusives. You don't understand the importance of third-party on these consoles is the fact that they allow your first-party studios, you see what I'm saying, to take time and bring their games out because they fill in the gaps in between the first-party releases. You know what I mean? Now, if you don't have no third party and you don't have a game for a couple of fucking months, it's going to feel like your ass ain't got no games on your system. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it's going to feel like. So you need third party. And I'm hearing announcement from developers after announcement. All these announcements keep on coming out and they saying PS4 or PS4 and Xbox PC, but I ain't seeing no motherfucking Nintendo Switch there. And that was a problem last generation with this. Now, that's not to say that later on they might not get some of these third-party games ported to the system. I take, for example, Need for Speed. Now, I wouldn't even expect a game like Destiny to be on there. You know what I mean? Any online-only game, I'm not really expecting that. And no telling, Need for Speed might be online only. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But, you know, a Need for Speed is a racer. You know, the new Need for Speed is a racer that I think can definitely go on the system. And the system itself needs a racer, you know, other than Mario Kart. I'm looking at that, and that's yet another one announced for Xbox and PS4, but not the Nintendo Switch. Call of Duty announced, even though there's a room with Call of Duty, but look, 25 minutes, I don't know what the hell is going on. You know what I mean? But, you know, Call of Duty announced, no Switch. You know what I mean? Battlefront 2 announced, no Switch. You know what I mean? Every fucking game it seems, is coming out, and there's no Switch. And the problem is, if they even do come later, then they're not releasing the date and date. You know what I mean? So far, the only thing I know that's releasing date and date, maybe, I think, maybe FIFA 18, and that's not rumored to not even be the real shit. Maybe a 360 port, I don't know. We'll see. EA up to their fucked up shit. But, you know what I'm saying, also 2K18. And I'm so far it looks like 2K18 gonna put the whole game on there, but I don't know. I don't trust nobody until this shit happens. Okay? So basically, if these games are not going on, even if they come to the system and they're not coming the same date as the Xbox and the PS4, that's already reminiscent of this right here. And it's not the way to do things. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care, Nintendo, if you got to pay these motherfuckers. Whatever you got to do, okay, in order to really be successful and really reach out to the gamer of today. You see what I'm saying? Not just your hardcore fan base. You know, but the gamers of today, to really be successful, maybe y'all just fine with being goddamn third or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. It seems that goddamn way, but the Nintendo I used to know wasn't fine with goddamn being third. Okay? So, in order to really be successful, you have to find a way to get that third-party support that keeps your system full of games, even when your first-party studios are working on their games and can't get their games out quick enough. You see what I'm saying? I would even like, you know, some ports from the Wii U, because I did put this motherfucker to sleep quicker than a delivery of a pizza from Domino's. You know what I'm saying? This Wii U, I put it to sleep early, and I missed some games like Bayonetta, you know what I mean? Smash Brothers, I didn't even get that on the goddamn Wii U, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind some ports of that nature coming to the Switch. And maybe that'll tie you over. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, you don't really instill confidence in me at this point with a 25-minute fucking press conference or direct or whatever you want to call it. Because I smell motherfucking bullshit here. You see what I'm saying? I smell bullshit. I hope that I'm just tripping. My spider senses are tingling here. But I said that y'all have the best chance of winning E3 other than Sony. And now, I just don't know. I'm not willing to put my money on that shit. I'm just not willing to put my money on that shit right now, Nintendo. It don't look good. Now, unless y'all coming out, you're just announcing new game, or games, all these games back to back to back to back. Cool. You know what I mean? But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But this shit is eerily similar. It's a lot of things. Not everything. I think that they still done an amazing job with the construction of the system itself. You know what I mean? I love the Switch. I love my Switch. I love the construction of it. I love the way it feels. I love the way it plays. I would like a D-pad on one of my goddamn Joy-Cons for my fighting games. You know what I mean? But Zelda, one of the best games I've played this gen. Okay? Lovely. You know what I mean? Yes, everything is cool with that. But at the same time, you got to look through the bullshit, folks. 25 minutes at E3 has me fucking shook. I'm shook. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have the confidence. And hope what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to prepare to be disappointed. Even if you got to look at the Pokemon shit the other day. I'm not into Pokemon or whatever, but I know Pokemon has a huge following. And a mainline Pokemon game on the Switch could do wonders for it. You know what I mean? Could do wonders for it. And there were a lot of people hyped for that Pokemon Direct the other day. But the one thing that stuck with me is that motherfucker said 8 minutes. It said 8 minutes. And I was like, something ain't right with that shit. Something ain't right with that 8 minutes. But a lot of people were excited for that. And they were making all these bold predictions that it was going to be this and that kind of Pokemon and all that shit. But I kind of smelt the bullshit. I smelt bullshit. But I was hoping that the people got what they wanted. I wanted the gamers to get what the fuck they wanted. But I smelled bullshit. I just knew Nintendo was up to some trolling shit. And that's what the hell they did. They trolled the fuck out of them. You see what I'm saying? Now, hopefully, they give you an announcement at the E3. But like I said, 25 minutes. I don't know. I don't know. So, right now, I am switching that shit around. Because Phil Spencer said he's making the conference longer. Because he got some more games to show. That shit sounds like music to my ears. Now, what kind of games they are, what quality of games they are, whose games they are, we don't fucking know. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But at least the bastard ain't tweet out no goddamn picture, another picture of a damn chip. You know what I mean? So, I'm switching that shit around right now. I say the closest motherfucker who can win in E3 other than Sony is goddamn Microsoft, then Nintendo. You got to prove me wrong, Nintendo. I'm sorry. I got to do it at this point, folks. I got to do it. And another thing before I get up out of here. I'm tired of you goddamn Xbox fanboys. I heard some, I don't know why the fuck, I don't know how. I don't know how I ended up listening to this shit earlier, but it was some fanboys out there on this motherfucking podcast still talking the same shit. Xbox fanboys still talking this same shit about the fact that Sony keeps announcing games too early or whatever. Like, that shit is... Sony keeps announcing games too fucking early. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, you have the gall. I don't understand. If I may not be the sharpest tool in the motherfucking box, but I could have swore I remember hearing about games like goddamn Scalebound, Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, all of them motherfuckers. Quantum Break a few years earlier than it came out. All the motherfuckers, man. I could have swore at least about 2-3 years ago, goddamn Crackdown and Sea of Thieves and shit was announced. And them motherfuckers is not here. We ain't goddamn 2017 and we ain't got no release. They supposed to come out this year. And we ain't got no release date. So I don't want to hear shit about nobody announcing no motherfucking games too early. Because you know what? I'm not saying, look, you should just, everybody should just sit here and announce games goddamn coming out 10 years. That shit with the Last Guardian and whatnot, that's crazy. I mean, it's amazing they brought that damn game out, but that's just crazy for the people who actually waited 10 years to play it. You see what I'm saying? But at least they brought the motherfucker out. Okay? What has Microsoft done? They canceled motherfuckers. They had people believing that damn Scalebound was going to release all the way up until the last minute, and then they yanked that motherfucker. So at least that shit came out. But my thing is, I don't have no problem with you. And Microsoft, please stop listening to these fanboys. Please. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if the game is 3 years away. Announce that motherfucker. Me as a customer of a product, especially a product which is a gaming console, I want to know what my console is going to have, what type of support it is going to have for the past, present, and future. I want to know. I want to know what's coming right now. I want to know what's coming later on. I want to know the roadmap for the product that I spent hundreds of dollars on. What that does, when you show franchises, especially franchises that people love, or good fucking games that just look fucking vicious, that people are willing to wait for, when you show your fans this shit, it gets them excited. It gets them excited. And when people are excited, they'll buy your shit. Because they are excited to play what is on your shit. I don't know why y'all have a problem with that shit. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. And then you got a homeboy out here, one of them execs, Sony execs, he talking about, he sent the shot to the motherfucking backwards compatibility thing. And I think that is an absolute dumb comment to make, especially as a professional you know what I'm saying, someone who is a major figure in your company, I think you should never say something like, you know, who would play fucking old games. Now, that's not to say I don't agree with this motherfucker. Y'all know exactly how I feel about playing old games on a goddamn new system. I do not buy goddamn new consoles to play old games on a goddamn new system. If I did, I would keep my old systems. That's what I would do. But I understand that some people like to do this shit. So it is a feature that should be probably standard. Like, you know what I'm saying, other standard features. You know what I'm saying? But let's not forget that Microsoft, the only reason they doing this shit, the only reason they brought backwards compatibility is because they was getting fucked up. Okay? So their console was going to do the same shit, not have backwards compatibility, just like goddamn the PS4. Okay? They was both doing the same shit. And I'm telling you, in the years coming, that shit gonna go away again. It's gonna go away again. Trust and believe that shit. For you PlayStation fans out there, nigga, backwards compatibility will never happen. Don't expect that shit on the PS5, because as long as PS Now is around, it's a wrap. It ain't happening. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just how this shit going down. It is not going to be backwards compatible. It ain't. So if you feel that you want to play your PS4 games before you upgrade to the PS5, I suggest you keep your PS4. If not, you're so pissed off that the goddamn old games ain't on there, trade that motherfucker in, sell it, whatever. You know what I mean? But there ain't no... You can whine all you want. That shit is gone. You know? PS Now is garbage in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I hope the bitch does go away. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That shit is garbage. Trash. But as long as it is around, don't expect no backwards compatibility. I agree with the man. I agree with his sentiment. I agree with his thoughts. I agree with his stance on it. And I don't think it's important as people are trying to make it out. But I understand that people want it. There's a group, no matter how large it is or whatever, that want that. So if you're going to be for the gamers, then you should have that feature for the gamers. But people just have to remember and not catch amnesia and shit when shit like this happens. You know what I mean? But you've been warned. So that's pretty much all I got to say right now. I probably didn't cover everything I wanted to, but yeah, really, after E3, that's when my next video will be. It won't be nothing more to this, and I hope that goddamn Atari system is the real deal. I hope so. I hope so, folks. But may y'all have, no matter who you are, Microsoft gamer, goddamn PS4 gamer, PC gamer, whatever you are, have a good E3. It certainly should be exciting, folks. And thanks for everybody rocking out with me. Old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody. You know what I mean? If you like the content I provide, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, folks, OBJ the Don, signing off.